SIBN Radio on the Select USA TV iBroadcasting Network. You're listening to SIBN Radio.
Welcome to the Keynon Lake Show on SIBN Radio. Keynon Lake is the author of the book My Daddy Taught Me That, published by Welcome, a social worker and activist. You can like this show's fan page at www.facebook.com/The Keynon Lake Show on SIBN Radio. Feel free to post any comments, questions, or requests for his book on the fan page. Now let's go into the studio with your host, Mr. Keynon Lake, and co-host, Marcus Select.
Well, welcome aboard to another edition of the Keynon Lake Show, and we are here live. I've got to make sure that Keynon is on the line. Keynon, are you there? Keynon, are you there? Let's make sure that he's on the line here.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, yes, I hear you. Go ahead on. Let's do our little test there. Go ahead and say something else there.
All right, we're going to test, and we're live on the telephone tonight, and just wanted to get this show on here.
All right, I can hear you okay. Could use a little bit more volume, but that's probably the best we're going to do just for now. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a promo to talk a little bit about the pilot shows that have gone forth on syndicated SIBN radio networks. And Keynon, welcome aboard, man, to the promo show. How are you feeling tonight?
Oh, I'm feeling wonderful. You know, we're having a great night tonight. I'm starting off June the 1st. I have a big surprise that I'm going to let everyone know about, probably Saturday morning, which will be actually June the 1st. So things can be better. I'm actually can go ahead and tell everybody that I've been featured in WNC Women's Magazine. So I have a full spread article. The article... First of all, the book that I wrote and published about a year ago, actually. It's a year ago, June 1st. It'll be a year that my book has been out. The title of the book is called My Daddy Taught Me That. With that being said, the book focuses on a little bit of what my dad taught me, what my dad did.
I want to let everybody know that we're simulcasting tonight, and this is strictly a promo. My name is Marcus Select, a.k.a. the coach, co-host on the Keynon Lake Show, and you're listening to Keynon Lake, all the way from Asheville, North Carolina, who is the host of the Keynon Lake Show on SIBN Radio. And Keynon Lake finished 4 pilots that is now available on demand on our website, www.415-96radio.com. But we're going to be messing around tonight, just talking and having a great time. Hopefully I can pull up some of the footage from the previous shows, Keynon. But I'm going to go to a song break, or beat break as they say, and see if I can, Keynon and I are going to see if we can get a few friends to call in, because this is also a tech test as we simulcast on 3 different networks at the same time. So if you want to listen on our website, you can go to www.415-96radio.com and click the live tab. And for those of you that are joining us right here on Blog Talk Radio or on our Spreaker network, thank you so very much for tuning in. So Keynon, let's go to a small music break, and then they'll give you a chance to text a few people to call in if they can, some late folks, okay?
All right.
And I'm going to text a couple of people, man, and then we'll be right back on the backside. All right, Keynon?
All right. Sounds like a plan.
All right, stand by.
Been a part of me to fight for those who couldn't fight for themselves. Whether on my block or around the world. My name is First Lieutenant King, and I move toward the sounds of those who are in need of help.
The few, the proud, the Marines.
Entry invalid.
Mode. Mode.
5 seconds.
Oh.
The Windows Phone 8X by HTC on Verizon. It features easy-to-navigate live tiles that are simple to customize. Just pin what matters most right to your home screen. Exclusively with DataSense, a feature that makes the most of your plan. Only on Verizon.
Hey, Mike. Where do you have to?
Just diagramming this accident with my State Farm Pocket Agent app. You can also get a quote and pay your premium with this thing.
I thought State Farm didn't have all those apps.
Where'd you hear that?
The internet.
And you believed it?
Yeah. They can't put anything on the internet that isn't true.
Where'd you hear that? The internet.
Oh, look. Here comes my date. I met him on the internet. He's a French model.
Bonjour.
State Farm. More mobile than ever. Get to a better state.
Aaron, I was able to save you hundreds.
Yeah, discount, double check, I know. I'm kind of over that move.
So are we.
What?
It's a little, soft.
No, it isn't.
It is.
Yeah, it is. They wanted something with a little...
Double check.
I like it.
Mm-hmm.
It's terrifying.
Right?
Matthews.
What's up, dude?
He plays football professionally.
Hey, Rogers! Move! Matthews!
You can save big with a discount double check, only from State Farm.
You're listening to SIBN Radio on the Select USA TV iBroadcasting Network.
Alrighty, we're back here.
You're listening to SIBN Radio.
We have the promo show going on right here on the Keynon Lake Show, celebrating all the pilot shows that are now finished, and we're moving on. And let's bring Keynon back in here as we are syndicating on 3 networks all at once, and so we don't have the additional producer available at this late hour, but you know, we're gonna make something happening. Keynon, are you there?
I'm here.
That's what's up. We made it through the first run.
So can you hear me pretty well, Coach?
Yeah, I mean, when we do our Skype thing, it'll be better because you know, right now we just had to use that as a backup. But for those of you out there that understand Radio Land on the internet, we are usually on one channel or one network, but tonight we're on 3 networks, and by the time you're listening to this on demand, it'll be on 7 or 8 networks. We're on Stitcher Radio, iTunes, Blog Talk Radio, Spreaker Radio, Shoutcast Radio, 415-96radio.com, and by all means on YouTube on the channel Select USA TV iBroadcasting. There's more than one channel on YouTube, but that's the one that all of our radio content also is on. And so we are so proud to have Keynon Lake in the house, man. So how you feeling, man? How you doing? How's the kids? How's the boys? Talk a little bit about what's going on with that.
Oh, man, the group is doing quite well, Coach. I mean, in fact, we had a very, very powerful men discussion group yesterday. The interaction, the feedback, everything is going quite well. They're looking forward to June 22nd. June 22nd, we're going to be taking the kids camping. We got a nice little trip packed. It's going to be probably a 2 to 3 day trip. So things are going well. I mean, that, and the thing about it, too, I had about four of my young men came to me and said, okay, are we going to stop during the summer? Is this how it's going to work? So I said, you know what? The program is going to continue to go. We're going to continue to do the program like we've been doing. I got a fun summer lined up for these kids. I got a couple of events lined up in Charlotte, North Carolina. But one of the things I'm going to start doing, Coach, come July, August, and even on into the next school season, I'm going to start taking college tours. Starting to take some of my young men on college tours so they can get familiar with the campuses and being able to see that college life. So the group is going well. It's growing. It's getting big. I'm getting positive feedback. All of that.
Man, that's what's up.
And the kids are loving it.
Well, I want to go back and be fair in branding, preservation, if you will, and let everybody know that your men's group is titled after your book, My Daddy Taught Me That. So give everybody an update on the book and the website, and a little bit on a story on how this group came about, where you're mentoring these young boys on My Daddy Taught Me That youth program.
I'll tell all about it, Coach. I love talking about what I'm doing. It just makes me so proud of the city of Asheville and what's happened, but most of all, proud of my father. But, yes, sir.
Hey, Keynon, hold on. I think we got a caller. We got a caller, so let's see if we can bring this caller in. Hold on a second. They're going to call right back. Go ahead, Keynon.
Okay. So, yeah. Again, the title of the book, is My Daddy Taught Me That. Again, I already spoke about what the book was about, but the Men's Development Program is a branch of the book, and it's a way for me, being a social worker for 10-plus years, I was in and out of homes. I dealt with a lot of neglected and abused kids, but probably around 2006, I started seeing a lot of going in and out of homes. I just started noticing that there were no men in the homes, and it was like, at first, a lot of people say it's only the black families, and there's no black men in the homes, and to be honest, it is more prevalent in our race. However, being in Asheville, which is a predominantly white town, a white city, I started seeing that there were no male role models and male figures in any homes. No matter what side of town I was in, no matter what part of town I was in, we it was the same thing. I was just seeing nothing but females. So it was like, with the father that I had, and being so blessed to have not only a father, but the parents that I had, but being able to have that male role model in my life, it was like, why is it that we're allowing and putting all the burden of our families on the women and making the women work so hard and just do everything?
Right.
And it just bothered me. So with that, after the book, I wanted to do another thing, and which was be able to introduce these young men into the most positive situation type setting that I possibly could. So it was like, why not have men discussion groups, be able to have the phrase iron sharpens iron. So I have myself and a couple of other positive male role models having tons of discussion groups on focusing on school-based things, sex education, the latest events that's going on with the world and what's happening around the world. Being able to introduce these young men to, first of all, think for themselves, think freely, but most importantly, accept responsibilities for their actions, so that they will be able to make wise decisions and smart decisions, so they won't be followers, but be better leaders in the community. So it's been going well. It's been going well, Coach. I've been doing the program now for it'll be a year next month, and for the last 11 months, it has been growing tremendously, and more importantly, the youth are being are getting so much from the program.
Hold on, Keynon. We got a caller. Stand by.
Okay.
You're on the line with the Keynon Lake Show. What's your name and where you're calling from?
What's up? This is Clara V calling from Georgia.
What's on? Keynon, can you hear her?
I sure can. How you doing, Clara?
What's up, Keynon? Listen, I just wanted to call in and say congrats to you guys on the show. Been doing a wonderful job. You know, we got to have advocates for the youth and for the young people that are coming up because they are our future. You guys are doing a great job. Continue to move forward. I just want to encourage you that your words are not void, that they're not falling to the ground, but there are those out there that are listening and hearing what you're saying, and it's going to make a difference in some young man's life.
I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much.
That's what's up.
You are so welcome.
Yeah.
Ever since we came to visit you there in Asheville, we knew that this was the start of a great thing, and God is going to do great things through you as you move forward with what you're doing with these young people. You know, it's not enough of us out there that understand how important the mentorship is and how much these kids need us. You know, we're so busy with our own lives. But the kids need us. They need to be mentored. They need the support. They need to know that someone cares.
Hey, got another caller, you guys. Stand by. All right, you're on with the Keynon Lake Show. What's your name and where you're calling from? Okay, they hung up. Go ahead, Claire.
So just wanted to congratulate you. You know, it's just a wonderful thing. I always get excited to see the mentorship taking place for our young people because they truly need the support. Sometimes we think they got it all together. But when we realize that we don't even have it all together, there's no way that they can have it all together, right?
Right.
Okay.
Right. That's exactly right.
Yeah, that's what's up. Hey, Claire is in the house. Clara V in the house, baby.
Hey, you know I'm all about the sports, so I cannot go without saying Miami Heat 3-2 over the Pacers, baby.
I'm so glad. See, I didn't want to be, you know, because this is a show, this is my show, I don't want people to think that I'm biased, but I'm totally biased. Miami Heat all day. Thank you for saying that.
Okay, hey, let me...
LeBron played a wonderful game, too.
Y'all hold on. Y'all hold on for a minute. You're on the line with the Keynon Lake Show. What's your name and where you calling from?
My name is Tyson. I'm calling from Charlotte, North Carolina.
Charlotte in the house.
Hey.
What's going on, man?
What's going on?
Are you watching the game? Are you watching that game and calling us in between the break?
Nah, I actually just picked up some food, man. I knew my gonna pull it out tonight, so
so now you're on the radio. You knew Miami was gonna pull it out, but earlier you was already.
I was rooting against you. I wasn't rooting for the Pacers, though. You know, if I can find a reason to brag and get under your skin, and I'm definitely go for that. But it's a home game, and the back's against the wall. After they'll pull it out.
Yeah, I feel you.
I want to introduce you to this kid, Coach. This is one of my very best friends. His name is Tyson Bates. He's from Asheville, North Carolina, but he's currently residing in Charlotte.
Okay.
He himself is he actually owns and runs a daycare down in Charlotte, so he deals with a lot of youth and young adults as well. So I got to give my hats off to Mr. Tyson Bates. He's married, has 3 beautiful kids, and he's been doing this thing in the QC for a little while now. So I'm proud of the kid.
That's what's up, man. Well, congratulations, man, to all that career stuff. Working with kids ain't no joke in any capacity, man. Tell everybody, man, where your daycare is, and then give some information in case somebody's moving to Charlotte, man, and want to contact you.
We're on Old Statesville Road in the northwest side of Charlotte. My wife and I, we're both former school teachers. And, Keynon and I talk a lot about the needs of our community. And, we come from the same environment, the same community. So, we realize, what these children need and what they're lacking. And, per his book, that we don't have the men in our community like we did, generations ago. And, you can look at our kids that get in trouble and the dropout rates, and so we're trying to make sure that we can do our part, basically, to impact our community.
Yeah, Keynon run with some good company, though. 2 school teachers. I know them kids in for real structured street.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Coach, if he wasn't one of my good friends, I have to put him out. In fact, how's that kid that you was dealing with today, Tyson? Did he get something to eat?
You know what? His mom did come and bring him some lunch.
Okay. We're going to send the kid to daycare without no lunch.
All some tough love, though. Yeah, she did bring him some lunch. That's all right. Yeah.
Man, but that's good, man. And so what we're doing today, we're just kind of like messing around, doing our promo, man, talking about Keynon, talking about the show, talking about the book, the website, and so when we go forward with the show, come up, what is it, June 2nd, Keynon? June 1st, June 2nd?
June 1st. Yep, June 1st. June 1st.
June 1st. Keynon, we might have to push that time back, man, so people can join in on the phone. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's just...
That's fine. Yeah, that might be a good idea, Coach. That way we can get them in and get them on the phone and have some good dialogue.
Because, Saturday morning, folk be sleeping in.
You might be right, Coach. But I'm going to tell you what, this young man we got on the phone, first of all, let me tell you about Tyson. First of all, he's not only a school teacher, he has a master's degree in epidemiology. So he's a pretty well-educated young man. Don't let him fool you.
Wow.
He's well-educated, and so he's done a lot of work and he worked at UNC Charlotte for a while and did a lot of stuff working with youth. So he's been doing this thing for a while. So yeah, we need to make sure we keep him on the phone. Some of these.
And Claire, are you still there?
Okay.
I'm here. Yes, sir. I can hear y'all talking now. That's what I'm talking about.
That's what we talking about. It's a party. I'll try to behave myself. Okay. Hey, but yeah, Keynon, I think we should go for 9 p.m. instead of 9 a.m. because, like your friend and his wife there with the daycare, man, when they finish with dealing with all them kids and parents, man, I promise you that they gonna try to sleep in on Saturday morning, okay?
I think you might be right, Coach, because I think if we could do it a little later, we'll be able to get more people to listen to the show, get more people to tune in, have a better crowd.
Yeah, man.
And have more people conscious about it, too, because you're right, 9 a.m. in the morning may be a little too early.
That might be a little too early for
I think that's perfect time, 9 a.m.
Dude, for real?
You think so?
Yes, sir.
All right, Keynon.
On Saturday, though? On Saturday?
Oh, nah, not on Saturday. Nah.
You said Saturday?
Oh, nah, that's my only sleep in.
That's what I was talking about.
I love you, man. Look, I love you, brother, but you won't hear from me Saturday morning. I'm telling you.
That's hilarious.
I catch the run back.
Oh, man.
Oh, that was funny right there. Keynon, because I was sitting over here sweating. I was like, dog, his boy didn't signed off on it. Now we got to change it up. And when you said Saturday morning, he was like, hold up, bro.
until he realized what day it was, and then he switched it up. Like, nah, never mind.
Right. You said Saturday? Saturday? No, we can't do Saturday.
Yeah, nah.
So I'm doing a week when, that's when I listen to sports talk radio and stuff like that when I'm at my desk. So
Right. No. Well, Keynon's show is going to be on demand anyway, so no matter what time we do it, but we want to be able to do it where we can have professionals call in as well. And professionals need a break sometime, you know what I mean? So we'll look at everything, and then we'll let everybody know via social media, man. But I'm thinking 9 p.m. Saturday, man, and get it on and popping. People done had a chance to do what they had to do, and they could just chill. And, hey, if you end up being in a cafe, you know what I'm saying, you might get that text from Keynon or myself or some of our staffers or volunteers, and they could just, while they at the cafe or while they out shopping, they could just call in right there, right, Keynon? They could just call in.
Call in, yep, and then we can do it like that. That's cool too. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But man, it's so good to meet you, man. How's Charlotte growing? It's one of the fastest growing cities in the South. I keep trying to tell people.
Oh yeah, Charlotte has it's a pretty big city, but it doesn't have a big city feel. It still has it's still a small, small knit community. So
yeah. Well, it's so good to meet you, man. Don't be no stranger. SIBN Radio welcomes anything. If y'all got something going on over there at the daycare, man, once you get daycare listeners start listening to the show, man, maybe you guys can sponsor one of Keynon's shows or something, man. But by any means, don't be a stranger.
Well, you know what? I can become a feature on the show and get my own spinoff like they do reality TV, and I get my own show.
Hey, you know what? Why you playing now? That's what we do, because you know what?
But how do we set that up, Keynon? Set that up for me, man.
You see what I'm saying? But you know what? I am so.
I'm gonna tell you what, because this one on the phone. You talk about talking. You'll have somebody who can talk for days. You'll never run out. You never run out.
Well, man, listen. Maybe he can co-host.
Look, you put it like this, Coach. I'll sign off for him and let you know you'll have a great show as long as you don't talk about basketball. If you not talk about basketball, because if you talk about basketball, it's gonna mess the show. He don't know nothing about basketball. Yeah,
don't let him tell you that.
Hey, am I looking at a final score, Claire?
Oh, the game is over.
Yeah, it's a good game.
Oh, well, your boy.
We ain't gonna talk about it though.
Hey, but I ain't gonna talk about it. But I'm just saying, your boy was right. He said he can go on and shut that thing down because he already knew he was getting ready to go on and eat a little something, and go on and relax because he already knew Miami had it in the pocket. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, that's coming from somebody who rooted against Miami too. See, like I said,
I was rooting against you.
No, it's terrible. It's terrible. See, now, Tyson ain't right. Don't get it wrong. Tyson has played college basketball, and so he knows how to play.
Right.
He knows how to play the game. But now this other thing too. You got to understand. His father's name is Coach Mapp.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord.
He's just like
that's gonna get started now. Keynon, you gonna carry him on.
I can't get him started on the radio.
I'm not even gonna let him bait me in.
Okay.
He's trying to pull you in. That's all it is. He's just trying to pull you in. Don't let him do it now. He's trying to teach our kids not to be revoked and stuff.
Okay, but speaking of kids, man, do you guys have an after school program there in Charlotte?
Yeah, that's what we do. It's not a daycare center. It's a child enrichment center. So we do after school. We do summer camp.
Oh, you got to be kidding me! Are you serious?
Yes. Yep.
Listen, I got some good news for you. We do technology camps, and we're mobile, so we could come up there for a week and do a radio show right there in your enrichment center. That's what we do with the kids, 3rd grade and up. Yes. Yes.
We have a couple programs in place, and one of my main focus is exposing the kids to as many different things as possible. So, and trying to sow a seed in them. And I mean, you never know, whether it be, a camp or a particular activity, how I could resonate into a kid and turn them into, to get their minds to turning. And maybe you get an idea of something they want to do when they become an adult. But if you don't get that exposure, you never have. I mean, you'll never be motivated to do those type things.
Hey, Keynon.
And like you said, technology that would be something that's cool.
Keynon, tell Tyson, will we not show up in Charlotte? And then he'll be.
They came to Asheville, man, and we had a ball too. When they came and did the whole family thing, it was amazing, man.
We had the whole room.
Be with the family, and they came and did a whole production, and it was really professional type of, man. The way they came up and did everything was very professional. They had the home feel was there. It was just a good feel all the way around, man. It was something that I've never experienced, but it was good because it's the way it should be done. Like I was starting my radio show, and all of a sudden I get a call, and Mr. Select was like, "Look, we're going to come up there. We want to do this the right way." And they came and they did it the right way. We had a good time. We broke bread. It was amazing, man. I really, really enjoyed it.
Man, look.
Yeah, Keynon took us to the nice restaurant there and had us a nice chicken salad sandwich. Lord have mercy.
What did I have?
Came back home and ate the brownies. Jesus.
Oh yeah. Keynon, don't say nothing. Don't say nothing else. Don't say nothing else about. Keynon, don't say nothing. Don't.
You didn't send brownie.
Wait. Hey, Keynon, don't say anything. You are sworn to silence. Okay? It's between me and you, dog.
Tell me, Keynon, you sent brownies to George.
No, and he's taking the fifth.
That he ate, Keynon.
Like the head of the IRS, he's taking the fifth.
But yeah, Tyson, you've been doing your enrichment for what, 8 years now?
Yeah. This is our 8th summer camp. When we stopped teaching in 06, we resigned in 06. Everybody said we were crazy for doing it because our bills were paid, but we weren't fulfilled. So,
Boy, you said a mouthful there.
Go ahead, King.
You said a mouthful there. You said your bills was paid, but you were not fulfilled. That is profound.
We were not fulfilled. I mean, this is the thing, the Bible calls for you to use your time, talent, and treasure wisely. So, what you're blessed to be able to do, you should be bestowing that upon others. And you think about a child, and I always, give an example. If I play Tupac around your kids all day long, he's going to come home quoting Tupac and sounding like him and walking like him. But if I'm at the same time, instilling the word of God into your kid and exposing him to things that are completely outside of our culture, and that's what we do. Whether it be even the field trips that we go on, we're always the only minority group there. What you can say and do to change a kid's life and change his outlook.
Yes.
That's good, man. Right. Well, we're gonna get. I want you to. We're gonna get. Keynon can give you our email. Make sure you email us some stuff, man, so that we can start celebrating what you do, and have times when you can call in and give a word of encouragement or some motivation or whatever. But we got to keep this circle tight and get these things done. We don't have a lot of time to get this generation ready, really. We're running out of time. But I'm so proud to know, though, that there's some foot soldiers on the ground, young guys, man, that are educated, committed from the grassroots, on up, man. I'm so proud to know you, Tyson. So proud to know Keynon and his family. And I can just see Keynon. I can just see your father looking down on your work, man, and smiling and saying, "That's my boy right there." 'Cause, you know what I'm saying? That's what the book was really all about. The program was all about is carrying on the legacy. You know what I'm saying, Keynon? I am so proud of you for that, man. And I trust that my father would be able to say the same for me, because most people think that I went to broadcasting school, but my father played the same Christian radio station my whole life at home. I had to sneak and listen to George Clinton and all them other folks. Got a whooping plenty of times when I got caught. But anyway, it was worth it, though, to some degree. But my father set the atmosphere.
I appreciate that, Coach. I appreciate you, for giving a shout out for my dad. And
man.
I look at it like this, man. Everything, and like Tyson said, everything that we learn. I think Christ calls us to share that and bring the next person up. You learn it, you teach it on to help that next generation, help that next man get up off the ground if they are, and just instill those morals, those values that, particularly in today's society, these kids are not getting. We all know that it starts in the home. It starts in the home, but they're not getting it at home. And if they're not getting it at home, they're gonna fall victim to what society's teaching them, what society's showing them.
Hey, Keynon, did you?
You gotta be able to take it upon yourself to do certain things and help out where you can.
Did you hear about that school over in Pittsburgh, Keynon? That's the one of the worst schools in America. I think it's called Strawberry Mansion High School, and the principal just simply volunteered because nobody was qualified to even do the job because of the violence and the fights and the fires and just so much going on. And so even here in the South, we talk about some of the problems, but if you go back into some of the schools up north, they had actual police. They had 94 cameras installed to just keep people safe. 94. Strawberry Mansion High School in Pittsburgh, I believe it was.
Wow. I didn't hear about that. But see, and that's what I'm saying. But what's sad about it though is that school probably was in a minority area where the minorities learn, and it's like that's what they do. They give us secondhand books now. The material's not the same. The area's not good. The teaching setting is not good. Mm-hmm. And then they give us teachers who really don't care. They don't care. They just gotta either do what they can. Let me take that back. There are some teachers who do care, but when you have the government constantly taking money away and constantly draining the budget and constantly pushing stuff back, it's like, look, I done took a pay cut the last 3 years. What am I going to do now?
Right.
So it got to be the whole teaching situation has got to get better. It's got to be better. It's got to get better. They have to stop taking away from our teachers, taking away from our schools.
Tyson,
putting more money, more funding in the school.
Tyson, what's going on in a nutshell? I know it's unfair to put it in a nutshell, but in a nutshell, what's going on with our teachers today? It just don't seem to be a fair shake nowhere which way you turn for teachers in today's.
You know what? I think this is part of the problem. You have, first of all, my mom just turned. She turned 61 this year, and in her generation, many of the teachers come from the same community in which, they taught in. So there was a genuine care and rapport for the children and the families, and then you got to understand too, that teachers. I think teachers took it more serious then because they realized that the only way for a kid to be successful was getting an education. Mm-hmm. and they saw their parents struggle, and the grandparents struggle. Mm-hmm. And then you look into today's community, and today's society, we have teachers. My wife taught at a all-black elementary school, mm-hmm. and she had some good teachers there. Then you had some teachers at the same school that were from a predominantly white area. And now, and that's not the issue. The issue is you're not willing to forge a relationship and build rapport with the children. So how can you relate? Everything is about relationships. The best basketball coaches are able to relate to their players. And that's why they get their players to do what they need to do on the court. It's the same in the classroom. But if you don't build rapport, I don't care about, it's the old saying, people don't care what you know till they know that you care. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And it's the same thing that's going on now. And then you add the fact that these kids don't have fathers in the home. They don't come from the same structure. So you're going to throw a teacher in an environment where she can't relate, probably doesn't want to relate, and the kids don't want relationships with her either. So
mm-hmm.
exactly, it's rough. It's really rough, mm-hmm. and I see it every day.
Well, the question I was going to ask you, playing the devil's advocate only, do you think that the state testing or the system for dissemination of curriculum or academia curriculum, the way that it is filed down to the teachers, part of the reason why they would not want to take the time, because it takes time to get to know people. It takes time and it takes care.
Well, you know what? I think this is important. I think an educator, and I mean I'm partially biased because I'm an educator, but I think an educator has one of the most important jobs, that you can have. Mm-hmm. And I think that you have to become a physician. You have to go to 4 years of school, 4 years of undergrad, and do basically 4 to 6 more before you can become a licensed physician. Mm-hmm. And that's because we deem that a specialty area. You see what I'm saying? And they mm-hmm. make a lot of money. Mm-hmm. But I don't think that they impact lives the way educators do. I think if the bar was raised, if you made the credentials to be a teacher the same as the credentials that they are to be a physician, and you paid them the same way. I think that in itself would change some of it. But at the same time, I think we live in a microwave society where everything is faster. When you talk about standardized testing, that's a broad. It's such a broad dynamic to scale someone on,
right?
To gauge where they are when you have a lot of kids that just don't test well,
right?
And I have kids in my program that are straight A students, but they're not able to pass the end of course testing here in North Carolina. And it's rough. And this year they're actually making it where it's just a pilot test, where it doesn't necessarily, they're just using it to kind of gauge where the kids are. But once again, when you're dealing with people from different communities, and they're not willing to step outside of themselves to forge a relationship, that's going to be a problem. And it always will be.
And I think what I hear you saying, too, is that no matter what comes down from the top, the educator has the inroad to the child's heart or the first line of defense for that child. I think that's what you're saying, because when you think about it, I'm sitting here right now knocking on 50's door, and I can remember my third grade teacher, Miss Reeves, because I stole her apple on more than one occasion. Just hungry, just to be honest with you. Okay, got in trouble for it, but Miss Reeves was fine. I'm just gonna call it like a TI is. You know, she was fine, and I don't know how I recognize that as a third grader, but you know that. Hey, you know what I'm saying? But third, how she spoke, she had such dignity, such. Oh my goodness! And then when she taught, you felt the love. You know, and so I'm knocking on 50's door and still remember Miss Reeves. Don't know where she is. Ain't tried to look her up or nothing like that. I remember her. So, you know, teachers, I remember Miss Tressler in the 12th grade. In fact, you know, when she got married, she was a different teacher because, man, the Cold War and the Soviet Union was all she ever talked about. I mean, she had us thinking they were coming for us, you know. But once she finally got married, she calmed down a lot, and she became even more personable. She was already personable. She became even more personal. Those are landmark people in your life. You can't erase them out of my mind.
You can't.
You know what I'm saying? So
exactly. And you know what? At the same time, as I remember my great teachers, I remember the ones that said things about me or things to me that, you know, I didn't even understand at the time. You know, things that you shouldn't say to a kid. You see what I'm saying? And, you know, and you know, you have as an educator, you have an opportunity to impact the kid for a lifetime. For a lifetime, you know. And like I said, I think that's one of the most powerful positions to have. You know, in life.
To elaborate and piggyback on what y'all was talking about, I actually met with a father today, and he met with me today about getting this young man in my program. And this is what's happening now. This is what's going on now, Coach. Like, so not only are these kids not getting it in school, but like Tyson just said, you know, the respect level. First of all, respect level, when you talk about teachers and stuff, has totally gone. Like, it's not the same. I mean, like, kids don't respect teachers for nothing. And it's probably about what Tyson said. They don't. Not only can they not relate to their teachers, but then it's like it's that same. We actually talked about this. I actually talked about this a little bit today. I was talking to an older gentleman today. His name is Mr. Whiteside. He's a banker here in the Asheville area, and he was talking about Stevens Lee High School. Now, Stevens Lee High School was a predominantly black high school. Actually, the only black high school in Western North Carolina, right? So he was talking about how the professors then and the teachers then who taught at Stevens Lee High School, it wasn't, and this was back right before segregation, before the school became segregated. So he was saying that he kind of went into how segregation kind of destroyed primarily the African American race. Because what he said was, then teachers, like Tyson said, they cared. They knew your mother, they knew who you were, they knew your family, but then they weren't gonna let you get away with stuff. Like teachers then, they would pull you to the side, smack you on the head, boy, get to class, do this. You know, you make sure you get yourself where you need to be, and he was even telling me stories like how one of the physical education teachers he went to A&T and was a boxer. So particularly the young men got on the line, he would take them to the gym and put the gloves on and beat them up. So it was like, but the point he was trying to make was they had this whole network, this whole community within the school to guide and mold these young men, like not only young men but kids. Period. Once the schools became segregated, it was a whole different world. It was like like Tyson said, the teachers don't care. They didn't care. They didn't stay on you. They didn't ride you. Now there's an argument on the other side. Teachers don't have the time to ride you and stay on you, and because they have 20 other kids that they got to worry about than just to deal with one kid. But the respect, I think, both ways has kind of been diminished. Like, for example, I hear kids talking to teachers and just kids talking to people any kind of way. And it's like, we would have never thought to talk to a teacher like that or an adult like that when we were growing up. But then when you hear some of the things that these teachers say to these kids, it's like, wow, teachers say that to you? And then it's like, and you confront, because what part of my program, I work with the schools and stuff. So I'll meet with some of these teachers like, well, yeah, I told them that. And it's like, you really said this to that kid? Like, no wonder this kid is not wanting to participate in your classroom, because it's like, you don't respect what he's doing, and he's not respecting you.
You're right.
So I'm not saying, let me clarify that. I'm not saying that the children don't need to respect their adults. You definitely need to respect your elders. You definitely need to follow the rules. But at the same time, I just think it's a different feel. And I think Tyson made a very valid point when he talked about how the teachers, that whole respect level thing goes. I think he made a really valid point with that as well.
But Keynon,
it's about where is it coming from?
Exactly, and that's what I was going to say. Keynon makes that point every week in his show. It's got to go back. We got to go back to the home at some point.
To the home. Yep. It's home. If they don't get it from the home, they're not going to get it. Yep.
So they're part at home, but they're reinforced out in the world. So,
exactly.
If you're not getting either, you're in trouble.
Exactly.
If it's not being taught at home, then it's not being reinforced. So what are you doing? You're doing whatever you want to do.
Right.
Yep. And you don't have no accountability. No, you're not answering nobody. You're not, and it's basically like you said, it's what you want to do, and that's one thing that I try to instill in my young men every program. It's like, listen, if you're not accountable for your actions, and meaning that you're not following Joe Blow to do something totally stupid, you have to be. First of all, you have to be a leader. You have to be a leader, and you can't be a follower. So I'm not going to put my destiny in some other person that I know whose interests are not. My best interest is not in hand, and they don't even care about themselves. So I know they don't care about me. Secondly, it's like what Tyson just said. It's like, it's like if you're not getting it at home, and you're not getting it, it's not reinforced. It's not reinforced from some positive area in society. There's going to be a place where it's going to be reinforced, and that's going to be the prison and the penal system.
That's right.
Got that right.
It's going to be the penal system.
And you know what?
Time it's too late.
And you know what, Keynon? I say to all those that may be listening who are involved in church, the church does not escape. And we're not going to talk about it on this show. It's Friday night. We, as they say, letting our hair down, drinking our lemonade, and going on about our business. But we don't want the church to think that they have been left off the hook in this conversation, because as we were growing up, we had a 3-4 cord that was not easily broken. We had school, we had home, and we had church, and all three were saying the same and disseminating the same values, and you couldn't get away. You might slip every now and then, but one of those three would catch you, and everybody communicated. But listen, we're going to go to a commercial break real quick, and then we'll come back to wrap things up, guys.
All right.
Y'all stand by.
You're listening to SIBN Radio. We'll be right back in a moment. Now is the time to have your business online with the Select USA TV iBroadcasting Network. That's right, SIBN or Select USA TV will produce your video on the spot. Picture business videos, on location streaming videos, or on location production videos. Dial 678-830-3118 or call the office at 404-910-5019 Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now is the time to have your business online with SIBN. The Select USA TV iBroadcasting Network now offers picture videos, on-location streaming videos, and on-location production videos for your event, cause, brand, or mission. Call today, 678-830-3118 or 404-910-5019. Attention all artists of all genres, now you can be featured on Gas Global Artist Showcase on the CATL show, airing now on SIBN Radio. That's right, all artists now, all genres, wholesome and positive please, can be featured on Gas Global Artist Showcase. Global Artist Showcase on the CATL show, now airing on SIBN Radio. For more information, dial 404-910-5019. That's 404-910-5019. Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's right. Or email us at globalcoverage@selectusatv.info.
Are you a spoken word artist?
Now is your time to be featured online. Tier 1 Promotions on the CATL show is looking for spoken word artists to be featured
On regular rotation.
If you are a spoken word artist, now is your time to be promoted on Tier 1 Promotions with the CATL show. For more information, dial 404-910-5019. That's 404-910-5019. Or email us your bio and your links to work online. Global coverage at selectusatv.info. Global coverage at selectusatv.info. Calling all spoken word artists nationwide. Nationwide call for all spoken word artists. Nationwide call for all spoken word artists. This has been your CATL Gas Global Artist Showcase promotion.
All right, we're back right here on the SIBN network with the coaches co-hosting with the host of the brand new show, the Keynon Lake Show. And tonight has just been a promo. You can listen on demand Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And Keynon Lake, the honorable host, son of the infamous father Benny Lake, a community activist, by all means, an educator, as well as a basketball player. Don't you miss them times when you could just take them to the basketball court? Now, did you slam dunk on him, Keynon? Tell the truth.
No, when I was back in my day, Coach, I used to get up pretty good. I had a little bounce back in the day, but I don't put on too many pounds now, so I can't do it. I got to lose some of this weight, but I'm gonna get back to where I need to be.
Yes, sir.
But, Tyson had to go. Tyson's phone died, so he just texted me and said his phone died. So it was all good. So we don't have him on the phone no more.
Oh yeah, I can see it here in the module. But it was good to talk to him. He really, boy, I tell you run with some good folks, Keynon. You run with some great folks. And you know what I like about you, Keynon, is that you're authentic. And I always say that on my other shows is that we have to have a sense of authentication. Where we level with ourselves, and what happens is then we attract the people who are leveled and settled, and you know what I'm saying, and not playing all these different games. I mean, people that's playing games, we ain't hating on. We know you got to grow, and time affords us the chance to mature. But when you finally do settle, it'll be fun, and it'll be good to know that you ain't got to play double dip. You know what I'm saying, with folk.
Exactly.
Hula hoop.
I tell my youth all of this. I tell my youth all the time, the people that you hang around are the people that you're going to be.
Yeah.
The people that you align yourself up with, the people that you have, like you always talk about, Coach, the people that you have in your circle.
Right.
That's what you're going to eventually be. If you're going to hang around a bunch of drug addicts and dope dealers and this, that, and the third, then that's exactly what you'll be. That's what you'll draw. That's the type of atmosphere that you'll cater to and be in. if you know, this is an analogy I use from one of my programs all the time. Puff Daddy, you know, when he was going to Howard, I think it was, or one of those schools up in Washington, he dropped out of school, and the reason being is because one of his friends, a couple of his friends, they were already millionaires. Mm-hmm. He was like, you know, I want to be a millionaire, so I got a couple of friends who are millionaires, so I'm gonna start hanging out with these people, getting myself together and and making sure my circle's tight, and then now Puffy's has lots of millions of dollars. So he's successful at what he wanted to do, but he aligned himself with the right people, and we had those people in the circle.
Hey, Keynon, I didn't lost track of time. Hold on, I got to bring a close to on one of the networks, man. We'll talk to you guys later. Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna close out one network. Keynon, stand by. All right, Keynon, let's give a final Twitter, Facebook, because the time done got away. We was having such a good time, I didn't even realize a whole hour that went past.
Right. So, yeah, you can follow me on Facebook at the Keynon Lake Show. You can also follow me on Facebook at My Daddy Taught Me That. You can follow me on Twitter at the KL Show. And then my website is mydaddytaughtmethat.com. Also, real quick, the new article, the magazine article that I'm featured in the month of June is www.wncwoman.com. When you go to that, you just put in the Keynon Lake article, and it'll come up, and you'll be able to read that whole article. The article pretty much tells you from start to finish everything that I've been doing and everything that I'm about.
And look for more Keynon Lake coming to a bookstore near you. A second book is in consideration. Speaking tour is in consideration. And a whole lot more with the My Daddy Taught Me That brand. So we are excited. Posters, hot tips, hotlines for you single parents to call in and leave questions so that you can get some answers replied through social media or email, or even a phone call from the coach or Keynon Lake himself. So whatever you do, stay connected. This has been Keynon, you stay on the line. This has been another edition of the Keynon Lake Show. Just a promo to encourage you to tune in on June 1st, and we're going to say 9 p.m. for the first show to measure the response, Keynon. Let's just say 9 p.m. June 1st.
That's fine.
Okay, and those that are listening on demand, by all means, you know how everything has been rolling because you're listening to this well past the time that we have announced. Again, thank you so very much, and we're going to close it and leave it right here. Keynon, thank you so much, man. Give me a call on the other line in about 5 minutes.
Will do. Thank you, folks, for joining the Keynon Lake Show.
All right, that's Keynon Lake, everybody.
SIBN Radio. And you have just tuned in to the Keynon Lake Show. I'm your host, Keynon Lake. I am a published author, book My Daddy Taught Me That, a public speaker, and the president of a men's development youth program. The purpose of this show is to create awareness on topics that are dear to my heart, primarily absent fathers, male role models in the home, youth and young adults and children, families, and neglect and abuse. I not only want to shine a light on these topics and create awareness on these topics, I want to educate, inform, encourage, and motivate. So please join us on the Keynon Lake Show. For more information about the Keynon Lake Show, give us a call at 415-967-2346. And we thank you for listening to SIBN Radio.